Hi, this is Butterfly Boucher, and you're listening to Torrent This with Dando.
Welcome to Torrent This with Dando, and now I am joined on the line by a woman whose critically acclaimed tracks have appeared in TV shows and movies all over the world. She recently released her third studio album, which includes her new track, The Weather, and despite being based in the States for the past 8 to 10 years, she helped co-produce Missy Higgins' new album and is currently on tour with Missy, which includes a gig in Geelong at Costa Hall this Friday, June 15th. I am, of course, talking about Butterfly Boucher. Butterfly, thanks for your time, and how's things?
Oh, hey, you made me sound like I'm amazing.
Oh, you are.
Who could you possibly be introducing?
Well, yeah. No, you are amazing. You know you are.
Oh, thank you very much.
Now, your voice is sounding kind of sexy. Why is that?
Yeah, well, it's just for you, basically.
Oh, thank you.
I went out, ruined my voice, got a throat virus, just in time to have a sexy voice for this interview.
I really appreciate it. It will boost the ratings.
I hope.
So, have you recuperated well, or are you still feeling a bit ill?
Well, it only was like a couple of days that I came down with it, so it's kind of one of those things that you can try and speed it up, but you kind of just have to live through it. I think better. Every morning it morphs into something different, and I'm not going to go into details, but it changed today.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah.
Just a lot of chicken noodle soup?
Oh, yeah, chicken noodle soup, hot tea, my face over boiling water, just all the works.
Are you staying in Australia for a while this time around?
I've kind of been on and off. I'm going back to the States after this to do some promo stuff in New York for my album, and then back again in July. So it's kind of a bit of back and forth. It's been like that the whole year, actually.
Did you feel that like there was just more opportunities in the States to start a career?
Well, early on, yeah, I guess so. I mean, you know, they always talk about, going to America and making it big, and it's so much opportunity. I kind of just went because that's where I was kind of led, like one thing led to another. I was in my sister's band, and we were invited to go to America and meet with a label over there and some publishers, and so we're like, yeah, I'll do that. And then I eventually went solo, and I just ended up staying there, and I was kind of based between there and London for a bit because a lot of my family live in London now.
Yep.
So I never consciously, I didn't ever think that I would be living in America or Nashville, and especially for as long as I have. It's just kind of turned out that way, and a lot of the contacts and friends that I made in the industry there just kind of kept me there. And, when you've worked that hard in an area, you kind of want to keep it going.
Yeah.
But the unfortunate thing was that the label that I was on really didn't see much point in me coming to Australia and never wanted to put up the money for me to come back. So the only times I did was, I put the money up myself and toured.
Oh.
And that can be really hard.
Yeah.
I'm stoked to, I'm not on the label anymore. I'm doing my own thing, and I really wanted this third album I wanted to finally come to Australia. It's my home. It's my. I did tour here as a teenager in my sister's band for years, so it's very familiar. But yeah, this is the first time I've actually been back and consciously decided that I really want to make Australia a priority because it means a lot to me.
Well,
yeah.
Besides family, what were the things you missed the most?
Food.
Yeah.
No, the sense of humor. The pace of life is really good in Australia. But yeah, there's just a down-to-earthness, which you can actually find surprisingly in America. There's some really down-to-earth people who have very sarcastic sense of humor. But I don't know. There's so much to Australia. I mean, it's the whole thing. Even smells. Anytime I come to Australia and it rains, there's just a really unique smell of the eucalyptus and the dirt, and it just brings back all my childhood memories. You know?
Well, describe the smell of rain in the States then.
I couldn't say. It's just dirty. It smells like dirt over here too. It's just a different kind of dirt.
Yeah. Well, you helped co-produce Missy Higgins' new album and her single Unashamed Desire. Do you feel this should have been a co-headline tour? Because it seems Missy's stealing all your glory.
Well, she's a lot bigger over here in Australia than I am. I'm just absolutely, thrilled that she asked me to even open. I feel honoured to be doing that. You know, she's had great success over here.
Yeah.
You know, there's no way I could expect to have the she's had over the years.
Well, it's no secret though that you wrote a few songs together. Name one thing that you do and one thing you don't have in common with her when it comes to songwriting.
Oh, that's a tricky question. Gosh, you might get a lot of dead air from this.
Okay, it's a pre-record.
You really have to dig deep for that. I mean, I think we both, in common, we have a desire for the lyric to be emotional, and it, you know, it needs to mean something and it needs to be personal. Mm-hmm. It's quite hard, I think, for her to write throwaway lyrics, and I feel the same way in my songwriting. Something that we're different on. I don't know if we're different on this, but one thing that I feel like I have to contribute when it comes to songwriting with other people is I have a passion for melody, mm-hmm. and I really want it to be a really good and unique melody, one that people can sing along to, but one that you may not have heard before. You know, like, so I really push hard for that. When it comes to songwriting, I don't know if that's what I achieved with writing with Missy. I mean, she has a great sense of melody too. So, but I know that's what I wanted to offer.
Yeah. Well, you said before you're going back to the States to do some promo for your new album. You're selling it for $5, which is dirt cheap. Do you think if more musicians took this approach, they'd end up selling more albums as opposed to like people like me downloading their music?
I don't know. I mean, that promo, for example, was just for a month. That was just for the month of May. So this special kind of thing with Amazon. And I felt bad, actually, because I kept on advertising on Twitter, and all the Australian people were like, that's only for America. I can get it for $5. But I don't know. I feel like selling albums is just so hard anyway. You know, as an indie artist, myself, and I don't have a huge machine behind me anymore. I mean, I'm just kind of trying to do is I just want my music heard. So when it comes to like a special one-off thing to sell your CD deep, you know, dirt cheap, I'll do it because I mean, you're not going to make much money off selling albums, honestly.
Yeah.
It's about people coming out to shows, and for me, it's about people hearing the music and being inspired. Inspired enough to actually come to a live show and, you know, maybe buy something else from your merch. Definitely music, the actual physical buying music now is as an artist, you really don't make money off that anymore.
Some people don't even like paying like $10 for an EP, and it's like, these usually people that have like a $9 pint in their hand.
Yeah, I know. That's what kills me. I don't think people realize. You know, I spent like a year and a half, like just working my, you know, my head off to do that album, and then you know I'm selling it for however much. It's from where I'm standing, it feels completely worth it because I just pour my, you know, soul into it. But you know, I understand that there's something exciting about getting something for free as well, or for cheap. People love that. I love that.
It's always better.
Yeah.
Do you still find it difficult to write music when you're happy?
I do. I find it a lot harder to write music when I'm happy than when I'm sad. But I have started to kind of challenge myself to do that and to push myself to do it in those times, just as an experiment to see what, you know, what comes out.
Yeah.
And even what's funny is even when I am happy, I can write some really dark songs. Even if I'm happy, I can just go deep.
I can't imagine you not happy. You're full of life.
Well, no, I have my dark days. I'm up and down just like anybody.
Okay. Well, you've said in the past that Drift On was the easiest song for you to write. Has this title been taken by any tracks on the new album?
Sorry, did you say 5, 6, 7, 8 was the...
Oh, you've said Drift On was the easiest.
Oh, right. Drift On, that was off my debut album.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That kind of just fell out. I remember that now. Let's see. My songs are very difficult for me. I kind of stew on them for ages. I think off the new album, the first track off the album, which is 5, 6, 7, 8, that was pretty easy. My friend and I wrote that in an afternoon, and maybe a couple of days actually. Mm-hmm. But pretty much the bulk of it was done in an afternoon, and it's a pretty fun song, and that came pretty easy. But yeah, other ones it takes like, you know, I'll work on it for a couple of days and then put it away for a week and then come back to it and, you know, write a second verse, and then they can take forever.
do you think you'll ever cover the Butterfly songs? I know it played an instrumental part in you being called Butterfly.
I should. I really should. I don't know why I haven't until now.
You have to do it for me.
Okay.
Well, your sister Rebecca was shattered when she met two girls with the same name when she went to school. Have you ever met another person called Butterfly?
No, I haven't, but I have heard there is a girl, an Australian girl that lives in LA, who is one of a twin, and her name is Butterfly, but I don't think it's her real name. I think that's like her stage name. So I've yet to meet another Butterfly where that is actually their real name. I remember hearing once when I was little, I think, because I have a sister, Sunshine, and, somebody said that in Japan, Sunshine is a common name for a girl, and Butterfly is a common name for a boy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, don't go there then.
The name Vanessa is Greek.
Oh.
Butterfly. Well, that's pretty common.
Well, don't go there then. They'll look at you funny.
Yeah, I'm going to change my name to Vanessa.
It's no offense to this though, but like you said, it's a stage name. I could easily walk into, say, a strip club, and if someone's called Butterfly, it would just go.
Butterfly, Peaches.
Yes.
Yeah, there's bound to be, but it's not going to be their real name.
No, it's not.
So, yeah.
Now, tell me about lyric citing.
What was that?
Tell me about lyric citing.
Lyric citing. I thought you said Luke.
Oh, okay.
No, Luke, somebody. Lyric citing. Well, you know what? That just started out as like any time I was on a plane, which seems to be every other day. I just for fun, I just started kind of writing. I would just take a lyric from the new album and just write it on the serviette, and then I would take a picture of it, and I was just posting them just as like a point of interest if people cared, you know, like on Twitter. And eventually, one day I was like, I'll see if anybody actually wants this, and I'll send it to them. So I said, you know, the first one to tweet me back and say, I don't know, I can't remember what I said, they'll win this serviette. And like about 25 people instantly replied, and I was like, wow, you want this? But so it's become this fun little game on Twitter. Like every now and then, I'll try and do it whenever I take a plane ride now on different, you know, airlines and stuff. And I'll just write another lyric from the album, and then when I get, you know, internet access, then I'll post it. And the last one I did last night, I made people say, the first one to write back to me and say, nice pants, gets to win it. And I never said, for the longest time, I was like, I didn't want to announce a winner because it was just cracking me up that people were just tweeting me nice pants.
Yeah.
I just let it go a lot longer than it should have.
I wonder how it would go if you said first person to give me $10 wins this serviette.
I know. Well, maybe I should be doing that. That's instead of selling albums,
yes.
I should just be doing this.
Just write the album lyrics and sell them. There you go.
Yeah.
I know this is going back a few years, but what was it like re-recording Changes with David Bowie?
Oh, that was fun. It was actually, sadly, I don't have a better story. I should just make one up, but I didn't actually get to meet him.
Oh, really?
I know, like, I don't even know what I would have done even if I hadn't, honestly. I would have just been like, but yeah, I was asked to do that. The directors of Shrek and the guy that was placing the music in the film specifically asked me to cover that Changes by David, and so I went ahead and recorded it and handed it in. The directors loved it, but you kind of have to pass it through the artist to get there. You know, they have to sign off on it. Mm-hmm. So we sent it to David Bowie's management, and they got very excited and came back and said, do you mind if David sings on it as well?
Whoa!
I was like, oh, gee, I don't know. Twist my arm, of course. So he ended up, I think he did his vocals somewhere in the Bahamas.
Cool.
And but I'm still yet to meet him, but at least I have something to talk about.
You should have demanded it. You should have said, no, he can't sing unless I get to meet him.
Oh, that's right. I should have been the diva. I'm sorry for that.
Now, what would have been like your biggest financial success when it comes to your tunes being in like a TV show or a movie?
My biggest financial... it's so personal. Special. Yeah, you know what? I think TV has probably been the best source of income for me.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely right now, because I am, I'm paying for everything right now, all my PR and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a couple of placements earlier in the year, and those are pretty much funding all of this.
Yep.
And little bits here and there. But yeah, TV's been amazing for artists like me who have struggled with getting songs on radio, especially in America.
Yeah.
That kind of became the new radio for kind of, writers that were a little bit too quirky for radio.
You know what I've found? Like really shit shows like Gossip Girl have really good tunes.
I know. Well, they have great music supervisors. Good taste. I know. There's some. There's a lot of. I think I can say there's crappy TV shows, but they have great music.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that.
What's one show you hope to hear your tunes on one day?
Oh gosh. I don't think it'll happen, but Game of Thrones.
Everyone says Game of Thrones.
No way.
Yeah, everyone.
Oh, Downton Abbey then.
If you heard it on Game of Thrones, would you just retire?
That would be hilarious. It would never happen. Just as Khaleesi releases the dragon,
yes,
they start playing 5, 6, 7, 8, and they start dancing.
Just a couple more questions, and I will let you go. Where do you see yourself on both a personal level as well as your music career in 12 months' time?
Oh, you are full of hard questions.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Good. No, it's good. It's better than being asked what's your favorite color.
And what your inspirations were.
In 12 months, I mean, I kind of, at this point, I'm at a point in my career where I'm really trying hard to be, wherever I am is where I want to be. I'm really trying to I don't want to have high expectations. I kind of want to just enjoy everything in the moment. So I find it really hard these days to plan too much in the future. But honestly, I want to keep doing what I'm doing, which is making music and collaborating with different artists and playing in other people's bands and my own side projects.
Yep.
And I'd love to start doing more soundtrack stuff for films. I've always wanted to do that. So eventually, when I have more time, I can spend bigger chunks working in one city.
Yep.
Be good too. I'd love that. But really, just more of the same. Honestly, I'm at a really happy place with my career, and I'm happy with whatever comes my way.
Oh, that's good to hear. And just one last question. This is what I asked everybody. What advice do you have for all aspiring songwriters and musicians?
That's hard because I could talk about this for hours.
Go for it.
Well, first of all, it's going to take a lot longer than you think it is. But some of the best advice I ever got was a tour manager of mine said to me, if you look at any of the artists that you kind of look up to, so David Bowie or Morrissey or Suzanne Vega or any of those people, if you look at their career, they've just always kept going.
Mm-hmm.
They've never really stopped. They just kept going, and they have some glory years and some that are quieter, and then they come back. But just as an artist, they've just kept going, and I've taken that to heart, and just haven't stopped.
Yeah, that's it.
And it is interesting because it morphs, and what you think your career was going to be isn't always how it turns out. But yeah.
Just keep going.
Going, exactly. Keep going.
Well, there you go, guys. Make sure you get yourself a copy of Butterfly's new album. Check her out at Costa Hall alongside Missy Higgins next Friday night. And for all the latest news and info, like her on Facebook at facebook.com/butterflyboucher. Once again, Butterfly, thanks for your time. I really appreciate it. And good luck with the rest of the tour.
Thanks so much. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye.